Hey, this is Joel and welcome back to the Traveler Toolkit. In today's video, we're going to be going over what's inside this bag. And what's inside this bag is an affordable inflatable tent. That's right, one of our most popular videos of last year was another inflatable tent review, and everybody loved that because it was quick and easy to assemble, really attractive, no poles involved, but the main complaint was that tent was a little on the expensive side, cost several $1,000s. So I went out and looked for an option for you that was less expensive. I can't say what it cost because that constantly changes, so check the link down in the description, but way less expensive than the other tent that we reviewed, and something that I think is probably a good option. So let's put it up together. I'll give you my honest thoughts and opinion. I really think you're gonna like this. So take a look at a few shots to entice you to stay all the way to the end.
Oh, it feels like that, like the summer rain that falls so slowly on the naked skin upon your back. Oh, it feels like that, like a love song on a worn out track. Yeah, it feels like that.
All right, let's take a few steps backward and get things started. This is a really nice carry bag, by the way. I took this out to make sure all the parts were here. I did not assemble it, but I was able to get it back in this bag. No problem, and as you can see, it's not that heavy. It's got a zipper across the top and two adjustable straps on each side so that if it's a little bigger, you can just kind of cinch it in there. But overall, decent bag, it fits in there. That's one of my main complaints with most tents is they don't go back in the bag they came in. This one seems to do that, no problem. And I'll show you how to do that later in the video. So let's set it down and get started. We're gonna just open it up here. And right on top, we have the stakes. We'll get to those in just a minute. Stakes and ropes, but there are no poles inside here, so the only thing left is the tent itself. One side of the bag opens up a little bigger than the other, so you can just kind of roll it around the bag. I almost knocked you over. Orient this in the right direction. Now you've just seen me do what's probably the hardest part of assembling this tent, getting it oriented and setting where you want it. It's really easy to put together from what I've seen. All we do is grab these stakes and stake down the tent first, because as we inflate it, we don't want it to move. And real quick, let me show you what's in this bag here. Just a couple stakes, pretty basic stakes right here. And there is some extra tie down rope here with the little tighteners there. I'll show you how to use those in a few minutes. But yeah, pretty basic stakes and rope. That's what you're gonna need. So like I said, you wanna start by staking all four corners of this tent down, then you're going to inflate it. That kind of holds it in place so you can fill the structure with air. So let's go ahead and do that. The ground is really soft right now, so I'm just able to do this with my feet. I'm pulling it somewhat tight to make sure that it holds its form as it goes up. You can always adjust these later. Now pulling this one tight over here. There we go. Now we have all four corners staked in. Let me get the pump that comes with it. We can start filling this up. Now I have a ton of little battery powered electric pumps, but I'm going to use the manual pump that comes with it just so you can see how it works. It's pretty simple. You stand on this end, pump this out. You have to connect the hose. Right here, this twists on and off, so that's what you'll have to do. Make sure you put it in the right spot. Inflation goes in the handle. Deflation goes right here if you wanted to use it to deflate the tent, which is not a bad idea. You need to deflate it completely before you put it in the bag. My only complaint about these manual pumps is this. You see this here? All these little ends on it, so you could use it for different purposes. I guess these pumps are being used for different things. You want to find the right end, which is that guy right there is the correct nozzle for this tent. So make sure you use that nozzle and stick it in there tight so it holds together while you're pumping up. So right here on the front two corners, we have entry points for air. This one is already opened. This is where we are going to pump up. Here it says charging connector. You're not charging electricity, you're charging it with air. And so that kind of hides down in there, and this is your cap. Then on the other side, you want to make sure this one is closed. This is your pressure regulator. It is red. And this is if you get a little bit too full, you can use this to kind of let some air out and regulate things. So pressure regulator needs to be fully screwed on there. You can see it, fully screwed on there and tight so that the tent can fill up. I also want to note that there are two sections to this airway here. If you leave this unscrewed and try to stick your nozzle in this hole, it will be too big, it won't fit. You need to make sure this middle section is screwed in just like this, and then your nozzle will fit in there perfectly. It fits nice and tight. You don't need to hold it with your hands. You can simply pressure fit it in there, and then everything is good to go. So that screws in just like that, and then your nozzle fits into this section nice and tight, just like that. See, it's connected, not going anywhere. So that's the way you want it. All right, so now that we have our hose and our nozzle connected firmly here, it's airtight, all we have to do is start pumping. And I think you'll be surprised how quickly this goes up. I'm hoping I'm surprised because I'm pumping manually. Here we go. Did you see how that just popped up by itself? I was counting, I did 48 pumps. Didn't quite get to 50, and it is firm. So now all I have to do is disconnect this and plug it up, and then we'll start going through the tent, staking it down, and looking at all the features. And something I didn't expect is that it has a non-reversible valve here, whatever you want to call that, doesn't let air out. So pull your nozzle out, all you gotta do is put your cap on, nice and calm, no air rushing out on you. Sweet. All right, so this is the front of the tent, and we'll get back to that in just a minute, but I thought we'd take a quick walk around and take a look at what else we have to do, because setup is really pretty quick. We're actually 90% of the way done. All we have to do now is connect these little rope pieces here and tighten them to stakes with these little locking mechanisms right there. I'll show you how to do that in a minute, but it's got this nice ring on there that will adjust itself based on how far out you take your stake. And we've got windows on each side with screens in there. And we even have some vents up top with Velcro. Pretty nice. And on the front, you can see, looks like something is removable on the inside. This is kind of a clear window to the canopy and the trees, if you want to take a look and call it that. So let's go ahead and finish installation on these final little tie downs, and then we'll take a look at the tent as a whole from the inside and out. And if you're saying to yourself, hey, I like this tent, where can I buy one or see more information? Well, I'm gonna leave a link down in the description like I do with all the products I feature in my videos. So check it out for yourself. Now, I'm not gonna bore you by showing you this on all four corners, but I will show you on this one corner how to set up your tent supports here. This is just a little extra added protection. You're already staked to the ground, probably not going anywhere, but this is for extra wind. So you wanna take this, pull it out. You'll notice this ring here will adjust top to bottom however you want it to. Take it out really as far as you want. I would say 3 feet is probably far enough. So I'm just gonna go 3 feet out here, and I'm gonna put my stake in the ground. I've just done it with my hand because it's soft. And then you simply wanna take this little guy here, and this little red piece is going to be your lock, because when you loop this around your stake like that, it's gonna create a lock like that. You see it? So we've got our loop, we've got our stake, hook it onto the stake, run this little red piece up, and it locks itself in place. See how nice and tight that is? So now all we have to do is do that on all 4 sides, and we're done. Oh yeah, don't forget, if you're new to the channel, be sure you subscribe. The Traveler Toolkit is free to subscribe to, and we do great videos like this about camping, RVing, and the outdoors every single week. And the final piece of setup is to roll up this front cover. Now, this cover has a couple different uses. It's a way to keep the heat out of the tent. It's got kind of a UV protection on the back, but it also has loops on each side. So if you wanted to hang it out with tent poles, if you had maybe walking sticks or something like that that you wanted to use to make this kind of a canopy for the front of the tent, you could do that. It does not come with those, so we're not gonna do that. I don't have any with me, but you can roll it up and just stick it right here with these nice little tie-ups, and then that way there's nothing in your way. Or you can just let it dangle and it is your front door. There is a little Velcro piece right here that corresponds right there, and corner Velcro pieces as well. And I'm also noticing there's a zipper on it. So you can zip it up on each side. That's more convenient. So it's either a door or you can roll it up. Let's go ahead and roll it up. See, and there you have it rolled up. I kind of tucked the ends of the tent in here because it is wider on the bottom than it is the top, so it does get smaller as you roll it. Tuck them up in here. These little tie-ups right here make it nice and easy, so you've got this big open area, and when you're ready to go back to sleep or cover it up, you just roll that down and cover it up. All right, so now that we're all set up on the outside, let's take a look at the inside. We're just gonna unzip this screen here. Nice wide opening. And you'll see there's probably enough room for 4 people to be in here. I believe they consider this the 4-person tent, but you know, for me, this is at least probably 2 people, at most maybe 3, maybe 2 adults and a kid. But right now it feels a little dark. That's because we have all the windows zipped down. Let's go ahead and unzip these windows, let some air and let some light in here. Oh boy, that is so much better. We've got windows on all 4 sides. You can see the 3 kind of half moon windows with frames on them, and then obviously the screen door we came in. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we have these nice skylights up top, one on the front and back, and they are held together with these little guys here. So let me see if I can get one of these out. Oh yeah. And now we have a skylight up top here. Got another one there. Let's just undo it. There we go. And look at this. And there's what the skylight looks like with the tie up. Again, it's just this little button here, and look at how gorgeous that is. You can see the trees out the back. We have the same thing in the front. I mean, this tent has got views on all 4 sides. It's the ultimate way to camp, and you can leave these open all night. Look at the stars. And real quick, let's talk about the air frame here. It just kind of runs up the corners. You can see that here, running all the way there to the peak, and here's where they meet. They have zippers running down all the air tubes there. I'm not sure why, I've never seen that before, but maybe it's for maintenance or whatever else they need to do. There is a hook right up top here, so you can hang a light right here in the middle, a lot of those solar lights. And this is strong. I mean, look, wow, I mean, I can really pull on that. This frame is very strong. I had my doubts. I thought this would be a little wobbly with the size of these supports. I mean, that's the most impressive thing for as affordable as it is, as small as these tubes are. I mean, look, they're not huge, but they're supporting this tent just fine. And it took us almost no time to set this up, to get going. We've got these beautiful skylights up top, nice cross beams. You can hang something heavy up here. I mean, look how hard I'm pulling on that. Wow. All right, let me give you some of my initial thoughts after spending a few hours setting this tent up, enjoying it, going through it, and all of that. The first thing I'm gonna say is that this has become my favorite new category of tent. It's not really new in the world, but it's new to me. I've never had an inflatable tent before, and I gotta say, for the strength, for the ease of setup, and the way it makes tent camping more accessible to beginners, I think is great. Anything that can make it easier for a beginner to go out and set up a tent. I mean, you could set this up in less than 10 minutes by yourself with no experience. That's fantastic. So I think it lowers the bar for the difficulty of tent camping and just the overall unpleasantness of setting up your camp. So that's an A+. I think that this thing is really strong. This particular tent is strong and it's big. I mean, look how big this is. This is me laying down in all directions. I stand by that I wouldn't use this for more than 2 people. I think 2 people and maybe a child, maybe a mom and dad and a kid could camp in here and it would be just fine. But what I came to this tent for was affordability and just kind of ease of use. What I think this tent's greatest selling point are the many windows and the way you can experience what's outdoors and bring it indoors. Windows on all 4 sides, the way it's set up. I mean, it's got a tall A-frame in the middle. I'm 6 foot tall. And I can't quite stand up inside all the way, but it's tall enough for me to stand up and maybe get dressed if I needed to. So that's something that's really important to think about. And yeah, for me, I go camping because I want to experience the outdoors. I want to be in nature. So why would I want to be in a tent that's all closed off? All these windows and screens, the skylights make this tent that much better. So for me, I came for the size, the portability, the ease of use, and the price, and I'm staying for the windows and the exposure to nature because not every tent has that. And before we end the video, I thought I would tear it down and show you how to pack it up so it fits in that bag. There is a little bit of an art to it with an inflatable tent. So we're gonna start by taking the stakes out around the edges, and then we're gonna let the air out slowly and fold it up a specific way. So I'll time lapse this so it goes quick. All right, all the stakes are out. Now let's go ahead and start deflating it. We're simply going to come to the corner and unscrew the larger part of the nozzle here so it'll let the air out. Timber! And you want to kind of make sure that the center goes toward the middle of your pile there. Throw all your tent posts up in here, just like this. And you want to go through and push on your frame, kind of, for lack of a better word, milk it toward that side so you can get all the air out. Now the best way to fold this up is to fold each side to the middle, all while pushing air out toward this side here as you go. And then flipping it over on itself one more time, making sure that you're aware of where your nozzle is, which is right here up front. Then, coming from the opposite side, start to push air toward that front like this. Fold it up. You can hear the air coming out of it slowly. And then I think one more fold here gets us to a good place. Now we're small enough to get our bag. And remember, your bag has a big open end and a more closed end. I'm gonna put the stake bag aside, take the big open end, just kind of work it in to the smaller corner. It's gonna fit pretty easily actually. And pull it up over like that. Then the first thing you wanna do is get that edge closed. Put your knees on it, take some more air out. And there we go. That was way too easy. Strap and buckle to the center. And folks, that's how easy it is to put away the Taili Outdoors Inflatable Tent. I'm impressed. And so after initial testing, I think this would be a great way to get into tent camping for anybody that's a little uneasy or maybe scared of trying to put the poles in a tent together by themselves. This removes all that worry and it gives you such an experience with all of these windows. I'm absolutely in love with the design. It feels very homey, very cozy. You can get a couple of these, take them out, make a little tent village. And I think overall the quality of the tent seems really nice. It's got that new tent smell. I think it's well worth your while if you're looking for something like this and want to get into the inflatable tent category. This is a good place to start. So thanks for watching this video. If you made it all the way to the end, you should probably subscribe if you're not already. As always, my name is Joel. This is the Traveler Toolkit, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's go camping. Come on.